but they don't see me as what I am, and it's kind of one of these things where I could sit there and fight with you and make you respect me in a certain way, but I'd rather just walk away and go places where I'm respected, right? And so that's the better alternative because that's less stressful. So I think that when we decided to raise our children every day to believe and to understand that your job in life is to go work for a white man, you're dropping them into spaces where they're just not gonna get respected. And it's a really hard energy to fight against because it's been there for 400 years. I don't even think white people want it that way, honestly. I think they really believe and want to be good people. And that's why I don't get mad at them. I just think that this whole racism thing makes it hard for everybody. And so really I would say if you want to get respect, go places where people are gonna really see you for what you actually are. In fact, has anybody ever seen that where sometimes if you have somebody that grows up in a certain neighborhood and they become successful at what they do, they never get the respect up here because people still see them for what they used to be, right? And so you have to leave town and get strangers to respect you and before your own people will respect you. It's life. I mean, I go through that in Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from. I would come back there and it was like, hey, I knew the Negro when he wasn't nothing, right? And it was kind of hard, right? So it's fine. I mean, I would just go places, New York and Philadelphia and other places where they saw Dr. Boyce Watkins and they didn't see little Coco who was running up and down the streets with no money in his pocket in the 1980s, right? So ultimately, what I would say to you at the end of the day is, in my view, I think you should go places that you're respected and be really mindful about finding yourself in places where you're trying to force somebody to respect you. I think that doesn't just apply for dealing with white folks. I think that's like a relationship. Hey, look, thank God my wife respects me because if she didn't, I would probably just say, okay, well, I'm sure there's somebody out there that would enjoy having me around. No, I just don't think you should have to suffer in places where you're not being appreciated. And so, good luck in if that's your struggle. All right, so here's what Frederick Douglass is basically saying to finish this off. He's telling this white woman, like, hey, I'm surprised that you aligned yourself with these women who think that Negroes shouldn't vote before white women. He says this, he says, now, considering that white men have been franchised always, meaning they've always been able to vote, and colored people have not, the conduct of these white women, whose husbands, fathers, and brothers are voters, does not seem generous. So what he's saying is like, look, you have had white men in your family your whole life. You're right there connected to the boss. You're not the man, but you're the woman next to the man, right? You have the same a lot. You have access to a lot of the privilege and power that he possesses. And sure, he's not treating you well, but at least you're inside the house. You're in a better position than we are because collectively, even our men don't even have any power, right? So he's basically saying that I'm black first. I'm gonna go take care of my people first, and then I have nothing against what you're doing, and I think that that's a perfectly appropriate political disposition. And so it says that see, Dr. Anderson says it appears that on the modern day discussions on the issues of sexism or racism, Frederick Douglass said it all nearly 135 years ago. And to me, that's another reason why we got to stop having stupid conversations. I think we got to stop having the same freaking discussions that we've been having for over 100 years. Get it through your thick head that these people are not going to do anything for you.